Me. Today's topic is um, how to be a Hindu. Huh?
How to practice
How,
Sanatana Dharma outside
okay,
India.
how to practice Sanatana Dharma outside India. And you may be knowing better than me. Therefore, what are you doing? Please tell me. Two or three persons. You are staying here, dwelling here. Therefore, what are you doing? And what are you imparting to your children? Especially most of the persons here are mothers. Therefore, yeah, please tell.
So in our home at least, we do daily pujas, morning, evening,
Nice.
both the times, and
Two times, right?
two times,
Okay.
both. And then we also have taught quite a few shlokas to my daughter.
Nice.
She, when she was younger, she used to recite it nicely. Now we have
Okay.
to force her. As she's growing up,
Now?
she does tell us, but we have to force her. We have to remind her.
Oh,
Like, okay, I'll do kind of a thing. It's
okay.
getting difficult as they're getting older. Even though she knows it, she doesn't want to sit and do it. That's the stage.
Okay.
But she kind of understands why we do and all, but only by force she's doing like that.
Okay. Fine. It's a very challenging topic actually. But anyhow, I accepted to talk. Any of you? Any other person?
We try to follow the principles. We're not like very religious in doing the pujas on a regular
Okay.
basis, but we try to follow the principles and we try to impart them in the discussions. Like, trying to be honest and then giving your best in whatever you do, and make sure you're not harming anyone. Try to do whatever you do, look for good or greater good. And with that, it's more of an education and like a continuous development, personal development we try to do. And actually, my elder daughter, she reads Bhagavad Gita on a regular basis. And so
She understands?
she understands, she looks for English translation.
Okay. So she reads Sanskrit also?
No, she reads in English.
English. Which translation?
English translation.
Yeah. Which English translation? Who is the author?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
But it's English translation.
Okay. Nice.
So she tries to follow that.
Very nice.
But what I saw is that it can be very challenging. The reason is they are reading it, but culturally, in the house we tell something, but when they go outside, they are in the school for so many hours, they are in education so many hours, and they are seeing so many people from different origins and different faiths.
Yeah.
And there is a British culture, which is thought to be some British culture. So, and there is
But in
always,
their culture also there will be honesty, truthfulness, commitment.
yeah.
So that's fine, right?
I think there are some challenges. It's
Okay.
not smooth. It's I don't think it's as smooth as one would think. Okay, there is some honesty everywhere. I do see some challenges in trying to read and then practice it for them, and also for when we are trying to discuss about it.
Okay. Nice.
That's my experience. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Under two more persons.
For us, we do same thing. We do like we
Sorry. Your name
Sarita, Ashwini.
and what's your background? What are you doing?
So I'm an IT professional.
Okay. Okay. So you are going to office also.
Pretty much work from home since COVID.
Okay. Fine. Yourself?
My name is Madhuri, and I'm a general practitioner.
Okay. Medicine.
Yeah, yes.
And you are from?
From Andhra Pradesh.
Yourself?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. Please tell me your name and same background.
Okay. So I'm Sarita. We are from Delhi actually.
Okay.
So we just moved to UK a year back, and we were in Dubai since long time. So he was born in Dubai only. So we just try to like teach.
No, what
him
are you doing?
I'm a dentist here.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So thing is like I do prayer every day. Although I'm not a person who fast and do all this
Okay.
like, but I do prayer to the God.
How you do prayer?
There are few things I say, like few mantras I say, and
Yes.
then just talk to the God.
Idol? You have an idol?
We
Or
have lots-
idols?
We have lots of idols, but
Okay.
yeah,
And in front of idols, you pray.
yes, we have a small temple.
And you also
here.
talk to God?
Yes, I
That's
do.
interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Because if you have any issues, anything, you can talk to
Yeah,
God.
yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
do this for us, like make my son like that, do this for my
Okay.
husband. So that's what I do actually. I ask
Okay.
things.
With which God? Various idols are there.
I have Durga Mata, so
Okay.
and Hanumanji,
Okay.
and we have Shivji
Okay.
and Ganeshi. So we start from
Nice.
Ganeshi
Okay.
and then
Very
and
nice.
then Satyanarayan Bhagwan. So we do pray for Satyanarayan Bhagwan. When we were in Dubai, we used to keep Satyanarayan Puja at home, but here till now we didn't did anything.
Okay.
So yeah, so we taught him some of the mantras. What I know, we taught him. So he knows Hanuman Chalisa. Sometimes when he's doing prayer, so he says Hanuman Chalisa. And
Okay.
try
Nice.
to explain him things. We try
Okay.
to make him watch some videos or movies about Hindi, like Hindu gods and all. So he know lots of things.
Yeah.
We started with Bhagavad Gita classes for him, but the problem was that they were usually trying to make him recite things, but there was nothing they were explaining about that. So we stopped in between. We thought like he's small for that, and maybe
Okay.
once he grows.
Oh, they start to explain also.
I wanted that somebody should explain the shloka. That's what I
Okay.
wanted, but it was not happening. So
Why?
I don't know. It was online class,
Online
and
class,
they were
okay.
just more focus was on reciting how to
Okay.
recite and what how
Only
to
that much.
pronounce the things.
Okay.
So that was
Okay. After stopping?
the thing. We stopped it now.
Okay. Fine.
So we got Bhagavad Gita when we went to India. So we got Bhagavad Gita,
Okay.
which is written in English,
Okay.
like that. So but till now we didn't start it.
Anyhow, he is chanting anything?
He can,
Hanuman Chalisa, so on.
yeah, he
Something
can,
is better than nothing, right?
yeah. He knows like little bit of mantras for all the gods and then
Okay.
chanting.
What is his age?
8 years.
Okay.
I think Guruji, that's the transition I see because when my daughter was this age,
Okay.
she also used to tell everything. Hanuman Chalisa, everything. Now
Yeah.
she's pre-teenager, she's like, oh, should I do that kind of attitude is a big challenge.
You have that kind of thing? That kind of challenge which they have? Like,
She was not. I mean, when she was very little, my mom
Okay.
used to make her recite, but now
no, I'm not talking about reciting.
Yeah.
You are discussing with your child, you said, regarding the values found in Sanatana Dharma.
The values found in child. I think so. I see, the way they interpret it and the way
Okay.
we interpret it and the way they practice it and we practice. An interesting thing is, my elder daughter, even though both the daughters are raised in the same environment, my elder daughter is into reading into Bhagavad Gita on a regular basis, along with certain principles which my husband is very particular about.
No, is she continuing that
Yes, she does.
even after a particular age?
Yes, she's continuing with that.
Okay.
Whereas my younger daughter doesn't do that on a regular basis. Whereas my elder daughter, even now she continues. She's 22, she's 23, and she continues.
Okay, she continues. Okay. You are not forcing her.
No,
Okay, she herself continues.
it's like a morning ritual.
Okay, reading Bhagavad Gita and discussing.
Reading Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. She is continuing it. That is
She's
English. Okay.
Yeah, she's continuing.
Okay. Sometimes she discusses.
Previously, there used to be discussion, and the discussion is like, okay, when we talk about different religions, because they have religious studies at school,
Okay.
so our views doesn't, when I say my husband views doesn't necessarily or same as our daughters, because they are taught a different, they have a different view based on
Example?
what they read.
Example.
I think I won't mention it. Probably it will be a very religious thing.
That's okay.
I mean, Christianity has a different kind of. I mean, the principles I believe all of them are same, but the way
Okay.
they are interpreted
Okay.
are different. So, I mean, for example, Islam. So they are into very much that.
We are the best. We are the best.
I mean, the way I interpret it is sometimes it comes across that okay, our God is only God, but the way if you ask my daughters, they see it as no, that's not what Islam is. Islam is about this. It's totally different thing that you are interpreting it differently, whereas actually the textbooks say is this, and the way we are taught is this, and the way we see is
That's
that.
okay. That is about Islam.
Yeah.
Actually, when you are discussing with your children, we discuss regarding Hinduism, right?
Yes, yeah.
In that, I want an example.
In Hinduism, an example. Okay, my younger daughter. Well, no example. I'm thinking actually.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes they do mock about, taking different janmas.
Okay.
So
Children.
children, yeah. So they don't.
Why? Why they?
believe-
Yeah,
because
they.
It's not there in Christianity. So
Okay, so they mock. Since it is not in Christianity, it has to be mocked.
yeah, they say, but.
For
we
example,
try to-
Jesus Christ is in Christianity. In Hinduism, he is not there. So should Hinduism be mocked?
It's not more. Then we try to make them understand, you need to respect all the religions.
Okay.
And then, they have different values. So,
Yeah.
and if each person has different beliefs, so you need to respect their
That's true.
belief as well. As long as someone is not hurting someone.
Yeah.
Um,
That's right. My question is, why should they mock rebirth just because it is not there in Christianity?
I think what I have seen is the way they look into is whatever they are reading, they want some evidence.
Scientific
for it.
evidence.
So they look for scientific. I'm not. I just want to make sure. Are you okay for me to keep on talking?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I seem to be taking. They look for evidence.
Hmm.
So.
No, she said it since it is not in Christianity, her daughter is mocking.
No,
She is not telling about evidence.
No. I
See,
have-
Christianity also doesn't have any evidence.
No, there is
Like
no
Holy
evidence.
Ghost
Yes, yeah.
and a virgin child.
Yeah.
Nothing has an evidence.
No, there is no evidence. I mean, most of them are.
Okay.
we
So
take-
it is purely faith based.
Yes.
And it doesn't have rebirth.
Yeah.
Since Christianity doesn't have rebirth, in Hinduism, rebirth is mocked. Not because evidence is not found. Okay. Just it is not found in Christianity, it is mocked. That is, am I right?
Yeah.
You are talking about evidence, but she talked about, since it is not in Christianity, it is mocked.
Usually what happens, like we Hindus has a lot of books and scriptures. Even we didn't read anything actually. So what happens, like usually when somebody comes with Quran or Bible, they have only one book and they are forced to read that book from the childhood. So they know their book. We don't know our books actually.
But
So
you
that
know,
happened. Yeah, we know.
I think somebody was telling Hanuman Chalisa.
Yeah.
You are the one. Yeah.
So what happened, like
So Hanuman
we were-
Chalisa our book, no doubt.
Yeah, so when we were in Leamington actually, so one like somebody used to come to our house, like he was Christian missionary, so he used to come and he said like I want to discuss things like with my husband. So once he came first time, he discussed something with my husband, and so it's not like they want to say that they don't say directly that this is better or like and yours is not better. So but if they get somebody, like we used to discuss a lot with them, so they used to say, okay, we will discuss this thing today, rebirth, or maybe like there are few things like they come with it, and then when we start discussing things, so we say we just say with our experience, with our like what we imbibe from our religion. So then they say, oh, this is written in this Bible on this phrase and something, like they will just point it out. So I said one day, like, because you have one book, you can point out where it is. But we have so many books, we just got it from our experience, from our families, from our religion. We can't say where it is written, but maybe you can discuss with some scholar. They will tell you where it is written.
It's like, I think if you
No,
want
no.
to-
Actually, I'm again coming to that point. The point is what she said is, since rebirth is not found in Christianity, it is mocked. That's all.
Yeah. So they
Okay.
say,
On what basis? If something is not found in Christianity, it has to be mocked.
They are children, they do say things. And, as a mother, I explained them, you need to respect different religions,
Okay.
different beliefs.
Yeah.
So that's what I've explained to my children.
True.
Saying, you need to respect the belief of the other person.
Yeah. True.
And then I haven't heard anything about that after that.
I think it's about curriculum,
No,
the
no,
way
please
they are
wait.
taught here is.
See,
they have
so
a
many things are
curriculum.
gushing.
Yes, yeah.
Actually, what she said, I'm standing there. Since rebirth is not found in Christianity, it is mocked. Okay, that's the thing. And you are talking about evidence. See, no religion is evidence based. Okay, Religion is a faith. Okay. So that's a different thing. If you have to enter into religion, you need a faith. That's all. Okay. That is how it is. Otherwise, one can remain as a religionless person. That is how it is. So, okay, leave this concept of evidence. When you enter into religion, since something is not found in one religion and it is found in another religion, why should it get mocked? That is my question. Question is not answered up to this time. And
I don't think Aditi necessarily means that they are mocking, but they don't believe it. I mean, I know Aditi's sons,
Yeah.
both of them, and I have seen
Okay.
them from childhood. I think probably they don't believe it. So,
yeah, why they don't believe it? That's the question.
fact,
Because
evidence.
No, that is you are telling. She says that since it is not found in Christianity, we don't believe.
Is that what they
It's,
told?
no, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Because they are children, they just say things, and then as a mother,
Okay.
When they get explanation, they accept
the explanation they understand that this is how it is.
Okay.
So the mocking will not continue forever for their life. Because
That's true. That's true.
I have already explained.
That I agree. But
And
the
then,
point is,
and my
when you are,
children,
I'm not understanding that particular point. That's why I'm standing there.
Yeah, so,
So rebirth is not found in Christianity, therefore it has to be mocked. Means I don't understand that. See, it is not. Doesn't have evidence. Even resurrection doesn't have any evidence. Even by praying the thrice namaz, one goes to heaven. One who does not pray will go to eternal hell. It has no evidence.
yeah. I
Okay.
see your point because
Yeah.
why are you not questioning same thing to other religions? Whereas why are
I just put this question.
Yeah.
Since rebirth is not found in Christianity, it has to be mocked. This point I don't understand. This is all.
mocking, maybe, I think.
Okay, we leave mock.
Because
Don't.
as we don't accept their things, like when we follow our religion, so we also say how it is possible, how Jesus can reincarnate after. So
Yeah.
it's not, we don't believe that thing, what they
No,
say.
I
So
didn't
what-
tell that I don't
Yeah.
believe.
No, like for us, like we believe in our religion, so that's how. maybe-
Resurrection might have
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
It's a belief, that's all.
So that's how. it is, like-
Jesus' resurrection might have happened. Jesus is a Siddha Purusha. He could have resurrected. I don't. It's not that I don't believe.
Like, there are a lot of
That's a
stories,
different thing.
Different stories. So
My fundamental question, it is not answered still, answered yet. That since it is not in Christianity, rebirth is not in Christianity. A Hindu, okay, a Hindu, he is not a Christian. Since rebirth is not found in Christianity, it should not be accepted by a Hindu. What is the logic behind it? I am asking.
there's no logic.
Yeah. Just a question, that's all. I'm not even commenting, there is no logic and all. Okay, coming back to the point. Okay, thanks for giving all this your own views before starting the talk. I was just thinking to share a few things, and that's very nice that we are seeing here the various parents. Okay, and also a boy. What's your name? Maher. Are kya baat hai? Do you know the meaning of Maher? What's that? You are from Maharashtra?
No, we are,
How this Maher came? It's a Marathi word.
no, it's Hindi word mahir.
Okay.
Like expert. हर चीज
Okay.
में माहिर है.
Huh? Mahir. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Mahir. That's nice. Okay. Fine. So, while I was seeing the discussion, both of you forgotten the name. This person has brought a very important dimension, ritual. Like in front of idols, we sit and we chant, and we make the children to chant. Okay, that is one thing she brought. What's your name?
Ashwini?
Okay, Dr. Ashwin. Doctor?
No, I'm an IT professional.
Okay, she has brought that dimension. You also brought that dimension. Okay, fine. And they both of them posed a problem. They presented a problem that when they grow up, they resist. The children resist. Okay, regarding the rituals. But on the other hand, she was telling, every day my daughter has a routine to read the Gita with the translation or translation alone. By reading that translation, she is grasping some ideas in that, and she also used to discuss on those days. So she is talking something about scripture and scriptural knowledge she talks about. Okay. When that knowledge is going in, even after the age of 20, she doesn't stop and she continues to read the Gita. That is what we see. And here itself is an example. So when see, both the aspects are extremely important. Knowledge and rituals. Neither rituals can be given up, nor the knowledge. Both are the very important dimensions of any religion, I think, and also our Sanatana Dharma. But when it comes to rituals, when we impart the rituals alone, okay, probably after some age, due to the lack of knowledge, they may not have appreciation to rituals, and therefore they may lose the. There is a possibility for them to lose the rituals. Okay, that is one thing. Therefore, even from the beginning, knowledge also has to be offered. Knowledge means the principles behind the scriptures. Any scripture can be Bhagavad Gita or Hanuman Chalisa also. Behind it, there is a knowledge. Okay. Hanuman Chalisa has lots of values. You may teach Ramcharitamanas or some Nayanmar's poem. Okay, Tirunavukarasu, Appar, from Tamil Nadu I am telling. Or Alvar Pasuram, Nammalvar, Tirumangiyalvar. While we are teaching these Pasurams, with them we need to impart some knowledge too. So by getting that knowledge only after a particular age, they will see the grandeur of the religion. Okay. Otherwise, just with rituals, they may not understand the religion. That is one thing. Another thing, the most expected nowadays, the most expected is, you please teach me the rationale behind these rituals. Nowadays, electricity has come. Then why we should uh, have this lamp? Okay. Why at the evening we should keep this lamp? And nowadays, the technology is changing. Therefore, we need not have the older practices. That kind of tendency may be there, for which you can give the explanation of these rituals in a scientific way. Science behind the rituals, science behind the culture, and there are scientific reasons. I may not say that not for all rituals we have scientific reasons, but whatever ritual has scientific reason, we can try to give that scientific reason. This is very important, so that the children can get convinced. This is very important, but more importantly, scientific reason alone is not enough. Okay, scientific reason or rational, that alone can be the solution for all issues related to religion. We can't think like that. I'm just reconciling science and rituals. Just by explaining the rational, you can't make rational alone. Just by explaining the rational alone, you can't make the children to practice, especially the youngsters, to practice the rituals. It's a very important thing. Let me give an example. One should wake up at early morning. Regarding this, there are to my knowledge, 5 to 6 scientific papers. Okay. You go through those scientific papers, you make the children to read that scientific papers. They may appreciate how wonderful this is. We also will appreciate. And we also will tell, it's very nice. Our ancestors, see, they are very great. They know all these things. Therefore, they woke up at early morning. They were not idiots. They may praise, we may praise, they may praise. But will we or will they wake up at early morning after reading or after going through these scientific papers? No. They will just sit and talk. See, our elders, they are very great. Okay. They will say and they will go away. We also will go away. Early morning waking up can come only not through scientific papers, but through samskaras. Samskara here, I mean a consistent flow of this practice. In this family, father, mother, they wake up at early morning. Then only it is imparted to the children. And those children impart this to their children. That is how, this is called as tradition. It's called as tradition. In a family where all the persons, all the members wake up at early morning, kids cannot sleep up to 10 o'clock a.m. Okay. If a kid is sleeping up to 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, it means the family does like that. Okay. Father, mother, everybody is doing like that. In a family, if all members are performing some puja, okay, a kid cannot skip it. That's a very interesting thing. So, these practices come through the parents, through the elders, through the family. This is a very important thing. Normally, when we go to lectures and all, मैं कथाकार हूँ. प्रवचन के लिए, while I am going to the lectures and all, some people come and request me, please explain the things in a scientific way that is applicable to youngsters. I just ask this same question. I have some 6 papers, okay, to show you early morning getting up is very important, is healthy. By reading this, how many of you will wake up? That question cannot be answered. Answer will be only negative. Okay. And I also know the significance of the science. Scientific explanations, how important they are. I'm not ignoring science. I'm not disagreeing with science. I'm not ignoring science. I respect science. In fact, regarding the Vedic rituals and our practices found in Hindu culture or in India, even I myself have published around some 10 papers in indexed journals. Therefore, I can't tell that science is idiotic and all. If I am not honoring science, how should I publish the papers? I realize the significance of science, yet what I am telling is that alone is not enough to make the children or ourselves to be in culture. That's my idea. Say, early morning wake up, or sandhya, or mantra japa, puja, for all these things we are making scientific papers. Correct. How many scientific papers are there regarding namaz? Daily namaz. How many scientific papers are there regarding the pilgrimage to Hajj? But when you see, the Hindu people, they come to me and say, our teens, our youngsters can accept the things only if they are scientific. But at the same time, you are seeing another huge religion where most of them who go to mass are youngsters and teens. They don't ask It is, please show me scientific papers for namaz or Hajj pilgrimage.
What do you see the reason behind it? Is it
I,
something which...
see, I'm gradually building. Yeah, I'm not jumping. Okay, first you should feel the question. Okay, we don't think all these things in general. First of all, you feel the question. See, all are children, or all are youngsters, but the youngsters in Islam, without any scientific explanation, are ready to go to. I know a gentleman, he got married to a Muslim woman, therefore he got converted into Islam. He is a Brahmin. He never did Sandhyopasana, or he was ridiculing, in fact, the Vedic rituals. And he was ridiculing, in fact, the existence of God while he was a Brahmin. When he got converted only for the sake of love, he is very sincerely performing namaz and what is that? No, monthly, yearly once. Ramadan. He is observing very sincerely Ramzan. I may not answer even. You please think why. You need to derive answer. You see, if I give ready-made answers, you may forget. Okay. You need to think on this. This is your own religion, and you have a responsibility. I am just posing questions. Why they are doing? Why our teens cannot do? Okay. Why some boy who got married to a girl of Islam, just because of that he became a Muslim, he can perform Ramzan without failure every year. That boy, that Brahmin boy, with the same Brahmin boy who was in Brahmin caste and Hindu religion, he was ridiculing the whole religion and God of it. While he was in Brahminism or Hinduism, he is talking about that Pahuttarivu. What is so called Pahuttarivu? Pahuttarivu in English? Okay, rational. Yeah, it's a correct translation. I don't want correct translation. Okay, Pahuttarivu, the word used by those guys. For that, I don't think there is no translation in English. Okay, let us have the word rational. Okay. So while he was in Hinduism and while he was a Brahmin, he talked about this rational Pahuttari, where all these things went when he went to Islam, just for the sake of love. He went to the Islam, he adopted Islam for the sake of love. Then he sincerely performs everything, means that we need to think where the Hindus are lacking and how this religion, that's what I was again and again, I was asking the same question. I was standing in the same question. Since rebirth is not found in Christianity, please understand, that has to be not accepted or mocked. First the word mocked is used, then it became not accepted. Okay, I'm not targeting someone or some boy or girl. I'm just telling. Just because some peers around me, they will say, see, this is not found in Bible, that has to be mocked. Should I also accept it? See, if as she said, it doesn't have any evidence, therefore it cannot be accepted. That's a different thing. But this reason, since it is not in Bible, it should not be accepted by a Hindu. See the interesting thing. By a Hindu. What does it mean? Okay. Here comes something like, as you all know, you are experiencing every day, peer pressure. Am I right? Or peers may be mocking Hinduism or thinking bad about Hinduism. They are around me. Whatever they say, that will influence me. It's not only in a foreign land, but also in India. Okay. Definitely in foreign lands, it is significantly higher. No doubt in it. Significantly higher. But in India too, in the city life, we can see its glimpses. Okay. So when it comes to the point, definitely, see, rituals. As you are telling, as they are children, without failure, make them to perform some rituals. No doubt in it. Okay. Rituals need not be very strict. If you give the strict rituals, they will run away. And rituals can be simple. Any Hindu can do japa. Okay. Generally, there are institutions which initiate you with japa. Okay. We generally, as Bhagavatas, we initiate in Ramanama or Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, what we see in ISKCON here. This kind of some mantra can be taken and that mantra can be recited every day without failure, at least for 5 minutes, without doing any other thing, sitting in front of God. Very nice. I was about to tell sitting in front of idol. She changed it into God. Because the idol which we see, we don't consider them as idols. God. Sharada is sitting, Durga ji is sitting, Mahalakshmi, Vishwarupa. In front of them we sit. We recite the mantra. And at that time the focus has to be total, complete, dedicated, without a second thought, without doing some mischiefs. We can say you can run here and there, but at that time of japa, you should come and sit with me. First of all, we should do that. First of all, we should do that. In fact, in those childhood days, they will imitate naturally. See, the asanas she learnt from me only by that. I did not ask her to perform asanas. I was performing asanas. She sees that and she also will imitate. Like that, asanas came to her. In that way, puja can come, chanting can come. Okay, father is sitting in meditation, he is doing japa. That's all. They can get initiated, okay, in Ramanama or Mahamantra. After taking that every day sincerely in front of God. Okay, so first cleaning the place of God and having some fruits and some flowers, offering garland and lighting a lamp with all these things. You can involve the children in those things also. They will definitely like. Okay, probably when they grow young, they may resist. But in the beginning, in childhood days, these are the things of liking. You know, transactional analysis of Erikson in psychology. He has 3 elements: child, adult, and parent. He describes child as the sweetest part of a personality. And even the 3, he has positive child, negative child, positive adult, positive parent, negative parent. He describes the positive child to be the sweetest aspect of the personality, which you can see in Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, like great jnanis. When you move near them, you can see that they are children. Okay. What is so positive about, what is so sweet about the positive child? First of all, what is positive child? A very unique feature of positive child is to have some doll with it. Okay, sharing its own experiences with the doll and carrying the dog, not dog, doll. Okay, see that? It's a very natural expression for a child. There, her personality or his personality grows. Generally, this girl children have dolls more. I don't know why. Okay. By having the doll, her personality grows. How? See, she sees herself outside too. She takes care of the doll and she empathizes. All these things come. That becomes very positive. That becomes very positive. So see, with the same attitude, a bhakta who has Bhagavan's idol and seeing, offering some fruits to that Bhagavan. In all these things, more than the elders, children will involve much. Because it's already hidden in them, having a doll and all. There is a story, whether it is true or not, but a very interesting story, Like some Muslim girl, her father was a very great warrior. He used to bring all the Hindu idols, the dump in a place, in a dungeon. And this Muslim girl, small girl, she got one doll from that dungeon. She used to play with that doll, and considering that doll to be uh, what to say, she is taking care and she is doing all the things, plucking flowers and decorating the doll. Doll is not a small doll; it's an idol. Idol of a huge temple in Karnataka. What is that? Yes, Melkotai. In Sanskrit, it is called as Narayanapuram. Tirunarayanapuram, Yadavadri. These are the names of. From the temple, this conqueror, a Muslim invader, brought that idol. And the same Muslims' daughters started to play with that idol. Gradually, the love grew deeply. And the story goes in this way that that Bhagavan Narayana, that idol, started to talk with her. She became the devotee of that idol. It's a very interesting story. Like Mirabai, later she became a very great saint and she merged in the lotus feet of Narayana in Melkote. It's a very famous story in South India, especially in Karnataka. Okay. That idol was again brought to the same Melkotai later. At that time, she also came to Melkotai, having a feel that this Narayana is my husband. Okay. Finally, she entered into the sanctum sanctorium and merged in the idol of Narayana. That's how the story goes. Coming back to the point, a child can develop a deep affection to Narayana idol even without a teacher, even without an instructor. Bhakti is as natural as that. For that, I quoted this story. Bhakti is as natural as that. So you need not even teach Bhakti. For children, it is not at all a problem. You bring the children, even if you send the children to kindergartens, they may cry. But if you bring in the Bhakti Marga, they don't cry. They will be happy to light the lamp. They feel happy to arrange the, bring the garlands or fruits, all those things. They can get involved. Okay. So it's not a very difficult task for the children to get involved in Bhakti Marga. But when they grow older and older, they start to resist. For that, the antidote is, even from those childhood days, please teach them knowledge. Okay. Knowledge means something. You teach some scripture. With that, you try to impart the concepts found in that scripture. It can be even a very simple scripture like Hanuman Chalisa. We see Hanuman Chalisa as a hymn. Right? Hanuman Chalisa as a Lord, L-A-U-D. Okay, it's a Lord, it's a hymn, no doubt. But it has lots of deep concepts. You may go through some books written by some devotees. So you will find deeper concepts in Hanuman. Sometimes, if your heart is pure, if you go through just a translation of Hanuman Chalisa, so many deeper insights can come to yourself. Okay. And easy. See, Jai Hanuman, Jnana Guna Sagar. You can explain Jnana means what by yourself. What is Guna? What is Jnana? How Hanuman is a sagar of Jnana or Guna? Tihuloka Ujagar. Okay. Hanuman is enlightening all the three worlds. Enlightenment means what? So enlightening all the three worlds, how wonderful it is. Vidyavana Guni Ati Chatura. Ati Chatura means his expertise, very clever, very smart. At the same time, highly educated. Vidyavana Guni. Guni means he has tall virtues. And he always waits for the service of Rama, throbs to get some service from Rama. Rama Kajuke Napadu Kadiveko Atura. Atura is to wait and throbbing for the service of Rama. Like that, how should we wait? We should serve the Lord. What is serving the Lord again? Serving the Lord is to serve the Dharma. Okay, how we should be always ready for that. And giving several examples from our hagiographies, some Sant Katha, great sons, great saints, both in South India and North India, we are not Panjam. We don't famine of saints. Okay, we are very rich with saints. If you take South India, there was a very great Anantalvan. His Acharya Ramanuja was thinking, on those days, Tirumala was all alone in the forest, nobody comes. So who will be going to take care of that great Tirumala? Ramanuja is thinking. Nobody will go there because tigers may come, bears may come. Rarely some people go for darshana. All of a sudden, Anantalvan stood up and said, let me go and take care of Tirumala. See the guts. Rama Kajuke Atura. Rama Kaj Karibeko Atura. You can tell the story, you can narrate the story. Like that it can go. The whole of Hanuman Chalisa can go. Or somebody may chant Shuddha Brahma Paratpararam. By this one can explain Ramayana. Or some poems can be taken from Ramcharitamanas and can be taught and explained. Or some poems from Periyalvar Pasuram or Thirumangai Manam, Thirumangai Pasuram, one can teach. Tirupavai one can teach. So, impart the knowledge with rituals. Especially Bhagavad Gita. That's a very important scripture, right? When the children learn, Bhagavad Gita is sweet and simple. Only 18 chapters and only 700 verses. Even from that, you can select the shlokas. There are some selected verses of Bhagavad Gita. There are so many books. The child can learn what is there in the Gita, which can be very much helpful to understand our religion as a whole. Okay. All these things. And you can narrate a lot of stories. Correct? Saint stories can be narrated, Ramayana can be narrated, Mahabharata can be narrated, stories from Bhagavat like Prahlada, Dhruva. These stories can be narrated, bedtime stories. Children always are interested to listen to stories before going to bed. Okay. Either stories or mobile. Okay. The parents, mother or father, can be with a child while sleeping and narrating some stories. So that those stories can enter into the mind of a small child. So by all these things, knowledge is imparted with ritual. This is important. By the consistent practice of these rituals, also with the stories filled with knowledge, if the child grows, when it comes to a particular age, the child will not resist. This is point number one. Point number two, a very, very important point, is I think the most important point. You all know what is peer pressure. Okay. And so we should concentrate on that. They are going to school, they are moving with children. And what kind of children they move with, we don't know. We can't know. We surrender our children to the school. And the school surrenders these children to the peers. Correct? School will not interfere when the child is moving with the peers. So, In that area, we can't work. We are unable to work. But we can do some work in some other area. Like in these countries, we can be friends. We Indians, we Hindus can develop a rich friendship. Probably once in a week, we can make a satsanga where we can read some scriptures, we can discuss, and we can do some bhajan. To which, without failure, okay, we should not become lazy regarding this. Without failure, our children can be brought. When they, without failure, come to that kind of satsanga in Saturday and Sunday, when the children attend this satsanga and they develop friendship, they may not even listen. When while we are discussing, they can play there. In between, they will come and listen, something like that. And to bhajan, they will definitely come if the bhajan is dynamic. Okay, if bhajan is interesting, the time of prasada, they will come. And they will love to come anyhow because they can find their friends and they can be happy playing and jumping. So, satsanga can be a fun. Saturday and Sunday, a gathering. In that gathering, they will have peers. Okay, the children have peers. And those peers also will influence. We elders, with all of us elders, with the children, we can, if we have a gathering, and there we can share some ideas regarding Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata, Gita, and have some bhajans. In these things, they can get involved, so that by that gathering, we can put so many good inputs within them. And of course, they will have some other peer pressures too in the school. But from us also, some contribution is coming periodically. That can hold them in our culture. This is an important thing. Okay. You can see why to come to foreign countries, say Bangalore. In Bangalore, we all know that day by day, that culture, what is that? Habba, pabba, madbe. Pub, yeah. Pub culture is growing on. Okay, many children are going there, jumping. All those things are happening. But when ISKCON started its bhajan, okay, I think on Saturdays or Sundays. எப்போ தெரியுமா உனக்கு? Sunday, Saturday? Yeah, some 3 to 4 hours bhajan in ISKCON. Okay. ISKCON somewhere in the mountain, on the mountain ISKCON is in Bangalore. எந்த இடத்துல இருக்கு? Okay, Mahalakshmi Nagar, huh? Layout. Okay. See, if you go there and see at the time of bhajan, how many youngsters? Numerous. They come and they all jump and dance. If that bhajan of ISKCON is not there, what will happen to these guys? They will be standing somewhere in some pub. Okay. And now you see the ISKCON center, the crowd which is found in ISKCON center that you can never see in any other pub in Bangalore. That's a very interesting thing. That is how they engage. The children are ready if you offer. See, these are not, this is very materialistic thing. They are not doing bhajan at all. See how these youngsters with all modern dress, they are coming and jumping and dancing. Can it be called as bhajan? One may easily comment. But if hundreds are coming, from them at least 30 or 40 start to read Bhagavad Gita. And they become sincere. They start to have this tuft, and also they start to wear dhoti, these ISKCON people. Gradually it becomes more interesting and interesting to them. The youngsters get involved in that way. So we need not think that it cannot happen at all. Okay. Why to go to Islam? Even in this Hindu fold, even within Sanatana Dharma, if you take ISKCON, do you think that ISKCON people are explaining all their principles in a scientific way? Nothing. Never. But how the people are following, you see the followers. How do they do? How many people are there in ISKCON? Why they are coming? Okay, that we need to think again. I think this concept of satsanga is very powerful. Through satsanga, what I mean here is Saturday, Sunday, we should have a gathering in which we all should sit for satsanga, some bhajan and some shloka like Vishnu Sahasranama, and also some prasada, very important. Some prasada, not food, not sada. Okay. Offering to the deity we should take. Okay, with all these things, the children also should come. They should befriend each other, and some peers will be created there. Okay, this is what I wish to call as satsanga. I think I have covered 4 points: rational, ritual, satsanga, and scriptural knowledge. One more point is there. 2 more points are there. Even in the context of ritual, I said 5 to 10 minutes japa, and if possible, some puja. Okay, you ask the child to place the flowers by herself or himself. Okay, like that, and some arati. All these things can make an impact. Okay. 2 more things I want to tell. 1. Should I start a difficult thing or simple thing? One difficult, simple is that. Simple, okay. That is, try to come at least once in a year to India, bringing the children, and showing India, especially the temples of India and ashrams of India. Okay. India's mutts, ashrams, sadhus, like Rishikesh, temples like Ramajanmabhoomi, or Dwarakadhish, Ranachodarai, okay, or Melkote, or Srirangam. Okay. So they will know that this is our culture. They know. That is a very important thing. So let me now go to a difficult thing. Not a very difficult. Yeah, a very huge exploration is going on nowadays, which just a previous generation hardly knew. In previous generation, there were lots of satsangas, bhajans, and pravachan, upanyas, so on and so forth. They were very rich on all those things. To some extent, we are also making all those things. But some new thing has come in Hinduism, whether you recognized it or not. A very important thing which our previous generation did not have. They did not have that opportunity. The children, both in India and especially in USA, I don't know about UK. UK, I did not see anywhere that, especially in USA, they started to ask, who are we? What are we? Why are we? How are we? Okay. Especially when they go to their schools, when they are bullied, when the other peers or even curriculum, syllabus says your religion is very funny or very shocking, very negative. Your religion is superstitious because of your rebirth and all. Because of your adultery, You are having idols, therefore you are idiot. We don't have idols, therefore we are wise. When all these things are uh, described in schools, they start to ask this question gradually: are we really idiots? Let we have an open mind. We need not go with them also, who call us as idiots, who call our ancestors as idiots. We need not blindly accept them also. Let us start to explore what we are. Today I am in USA. Up to yesterday, all my forefathers, probably for last 3,000 years, minimum. My ancestors were in India. My father changed it and he brought the whole thing into USA. I am sitting here. I was not in my native. Neither I was in my village nor in my city of India. I am somewhere in some other country where around me I see a different kind of culture and who considers me in fact as inferior in fact. Okay, in my curriculum I see my religion is very inferior. That is what they write. They write, my religion is always caste dominating and male chauvinistic. That is why I read in my curriculum. As if these things never exist anywhere in the world. The whole world is noble, wonderful. My religion alone is evil. Anything found in my religion has to be evil because that is in my religion. This is why I am taught. So let me explore my religion with that quest, not in a negative attitude, neither in a positive attitude. There are several persons, they gradually start to question this religion with a deep quest, with a deep inquiry they come. They approach India, they go to various ashrams, they start to write various books. Like that, so many books are coming up. You may be aware of that, I don't know. Okay, especially in the publications like Voice of India. I think that was a starting point. Voice of India, New Delhi. Okay, and so many of the books found in Voice of India, they are in a website named Voice of Dharma. Okay, in fact, the one who runs Voice of Dharma is in USA, is sitting in USA. Okay, and so many writers, so many researchers, so many learners of the religion, they write books, they discuss. Generally, they are called as internet Hindus. You may be aware of that. If you are in USA, you will be aware. Okay, normally these people are from USA. So that kind of quest has started. From that, so many books have come. Why I am telling is, the children, that kind of quest can be cultivated. Okay, and they can be made to read that kind of books. Several books related to what is Hinduism, what is Hindu Dharma. Regarding that, there are very valuable books. They can read that kinds of books. Okay. And of course, we are abundant with spiritual books too. I am not talking about the scriptures, neither about Bhagavad Gita or about Hanuman Chalisa. I have dealt with that. Okay, that portion is over. Now I am talking about probably Swami Ranganathananda's book, like Eternal Values for Changing Society, that kind of books. Or, okay, these are saints' books. Eternal Values for Changing Society is a saints' book. Normal person's books even. Okay, regarding Hindu Dharma. What is Hindu? What is Hindu Dharma? Regarding this, many books are available. If you go to the websites like Voice of Dharma, in fact, some books are written by foreigners, like Cornel Delst, David Frawley, okay, like such kind of persons. And some books are written by, many books are written by Indians. These kinds of books, You need not read all of the books, but you can have touch with some or the other book by which you will have Hindu awareness. What is Hindu Dharma and what is Hinduism currently, and how Hinduism can be relevant in the postmodern era. These things you can understand. Okay, how it is going to proceed, what is the current Hinduism, being a Hindu, what can I contribute to my religion or culture, and being a Hindu, what can I contribute to the world. Okay, with all these things you can connect. These are the points which I wanted to highlight. Okay, let me sum up. Point number 1, give the rationale to the rituals if there are any. Okay, if you know the rationale, don't miss to give that rationale. But rationale is not enough. By rationale, every person will not do the rituals. Therefore, from their childhood days, please make them to practice the rituals. And later, if you start to give rationale also, the rituals which they got into them, which they internalized within them, they will feel proud of it. For that, the rational can be helpful. Okay. Second, rational here is not just to make them to make the rituals. If they get habituated the rituals, to hold the rituals, these rational can help. Rational can help. This is the second thing. Sorry, first thing rational. Second thing, what I said is ritual. They should get inclined to the rituals from the childhood days, imbibe those practices like japa and puja. These two I said. And the third one, peers, satsanga. Weekly once at least you gather and do something so that you don't, the children will get peers and they can get developed in this culture. Third one. Fourth one, give some knowledge to them in any scripture of your denomination, of your sampradaya, and also knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That will very much help them. And also make them to read, as I said, the modern Hindu books. Okay. Example, Voice of Dharma. So make the children to read such kind of books. And make a frequent visit to India. Okay. And show some ashramas and some sacred spots. Take them to the temples. Very traditional temples are there. And in these ways, Hindu Dharma can be practiced out of India. Dhanyavada.
Just